and welcome back to a Sims 3 speed build. So before I get into where I have been for the last year and a half, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the information on this house first. So I named it Eli's Estate. I am awful when it comes to naming houses. So I just kind of named it off of the street that it is sitting on. It is on a lot 20 by 30. It will cost your Sims approximately 144,633 simoleons if you were to purchase it fully furnished. If you were to go ahead and get it unfurnished, it's going to cost your Sims approximately 67,445 simoleons. It will have 2 bedrooms, 1 nursery, and 3.5 bathrooms. So I actually started this house probably a year and a half ago, I would have to say. Probably, it was actually the year 2020 when I started it. It would have been the summertime, so probably around August maybe. I'm not exactly too sure when I started it, so I can't remember anything really all that much about the beginning portion of this house, other than I did mess a lot around with different ideas. So I ended up finally deciding to come back and finish this build. I started it when I was doing the From the Ground Up series, which I'm not 100% certain on whether or not I'm going to come back to that or not. And I'm only saying that because I really don't have a lot of time anymore. And that is kind of why I haven't really been very active here on YouTube. I haven't been very active when it comes to updating my mods for Sims 4 or anything like that, because honestly I just don't really have the time anymore. Since I started this channel actually, and sometime after I started modding for Sims 4, I actually got a full-time job. On top of that, as some of you may already know, my daughter has also gotten into a national softball league this year, and I am quite busy when it comes to that. So I've been traveling quite a bit, sometimes 3-4 hours away, possibly more this upcoming season, to different states and playing tournaments during the weekends. And then on top of working a full-time job, I just don't have the time, and I actually got a little burned out of The Sims. And I think what caused me to get burned out of it is because I was trying every weekend to put together all of the videos for the series. So like From the Ground Up series, for example, I'm doing the Sims 4 series that I was doing, and anything else. I can't even remember now. After a year and a half, almost 2 years, I can't even remember what I was doing. But it just got to be too much, and I just could not keep up with it. And trying to do it on the weekends, I really got burned out, especially when we started doing the softball all year long. And I mean, you would think with COVID I would have had more time, but I was still working full time. The job that I have wasn't exactly one that I got out of work, so I still had to go in every single day, regardless of what was going on in the rest of the world. So on top of that, and then of course, you know, everything else, I just got burned out of it. So I did about half of this house. I had the first floor already done, and then I had part of the basement already done as well by the time I came back and did this. So I don't really remember a whole lot of what I did exactly. So this house, from what I remember, after finishing it up, is one that you can actually have probably 2 different entrances if you like. It is a corner lot. It does enter on both of the streets. The main entrance, at least what I would call the main entrance, actually kind of looks like it's at the back of the house, but depending on the way you would situate it, it could be at the front of the house. So where the L-shaped stairs there in the back, that would be what I would consider the front of the house, only because it opens up into an entranceway, while the other door that'll be in the front, it's over there by the garage, that actually is going to go into the basement area. But I mean, if you would like, you can still have it, as your main entrance. It doesn't really matter. This is one of the ideas that I was trying to put together. I actually had posted a picture of this idea on my Patreon 2 years ago when I was trying to see if I liked the idea. I was trying to do like a tiered type of deck or landscaping type of thing. And honestly, it really turned out really bad. So I actually just got rid of it and I just threw in a whole bunch of plants and said I was done with it. So, but as you can see, I'm giving it a try right here. I do eventually get rid of it. It does not look good at all. So, yeah, it doesn't stay. In fact, I can't even remember exactly what I ended up doing. I may have even cut it completely out. I don't know. I know there's a whole bunch of plants and bushes and everything right here, so it's possible that I left a lot of this, but I can't remember. I guess we're just gonna have to sit here and watch it together because, you know, even though I just finished this house, actually it took me probably 2-3 weeks after I had posted a little bit of a teaser video. I posted that one. All I had was literally what you saw in that teaser video, along with a little bit of the basement done. So I can't even remember. It took me that long just to finish it. So I do plan on continuing this channel. I'm not giving up on it. I'm glad all of you that are still here with me. I'm glad that you lasted this whole entire almost 2 years of me being completely silent, it seems like. I was still responding to all the comments that I was receiving still and trying to help as much as I possibly could on any of the questions, including on Mod the Sims. I even was trying to answer questions and you know, some of the emails and the messages that I was getting. I was still trying to keep up with that, but honestly, it really wasn't working out for me very well. Here it looks like, yes, here's where I'm trying to change it into something else. I don't know what I'm doing. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing either. Just kind of like putting something together. I don't know. I extended the deck, it looks like, the front porch. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I really don't know. So your guess is as good as mine, sitting here watching it with you. Yeah, it was a complete mess. And if any of you know what it's like using that constrained floor elevation sheet, it messes everything up as you're trying to mess with it. So I always hate trying to come back after the build is already in and adjusting the ground and basement levels and all that afterwards, because it's just tedious having to level everything back out and trying to make everything look good. It can be just a little bit of a pain in the butt. So yeah, this is pretty much what I ended up doing. Looks more like what I remember coming back to it anyway. Is just the ground is raised a little bit into kind of like a hill to kind of give the illusion of it being on the main, you know, ground level right here, and adding all the plants and things like that around it. So I ended up liking that way a whole lot better than that whatever it is I was trying to do in at the very beginning of the video. So this is that entrance I was telling you about. It has a like a half bath, I think is what they would call it. Actually, I think it's called a quarter bath because it only has a sink and a toilet. That'd be kind of where your Sims guests would use. But we all know when your Sims invite, you know, friends over, they use any bathroom, including your private bathroom and your master bedroom. They don't care. They're going to go wherever. That couch that I put into the entrance there, that's actually store content, I believe. I just really love that couch. So if you want certain store content items and you're unsure what you want to get, that couch right there would be one of the ones that I would recommend. I absolutely love it. It fits really well when it comes in entrances or at the end of your Sim's bed or in the bedroom in general. I just really like it. I use it all of the time. So this house does offer a open floor plan. So this is going to be the kitchen. It's going to open up into the dining area, which is kind of a small dining area, but really when you only have, well, I guess you'll end up having 3 bedrooms. And if you're anything like me, you pack your Sims in there like they have nowhere else to live in the entire town. I've been known to put bunk beds in all the bedrooms and have anywhere from 6 to 10 Sims in one household. So but yeah, the kitchen area really isn't all that big. I mean, it's only gonna seat, as you can see, approximately 5 Sims, but there's plenty of other seating anywhere else for them to sit and eat, so it's not really a problem. One of the things I did in this kitchen that I actually do often is the way I do the island counter. You can't really see it, but I like these counters, but for some reason when you add the island portion, it always changes the counter itself. It makes it smaller, and you can kind of see it before I start messing with it, that it goes in, it indents in, and I hate the way that it looks, and I hate how it does that. But if you use some of the in-game cheats, and you'll see me messing around with it quite a bit to get it to stop auto clicking in, and I will get it to where it lines up fully on both sides and doesn't look odd. Actually, you can kind of see that I've already done it. It's nice and flat and smooth on both sides. So my recommendation, if you have one of my houses and it has one of this type of countertop, I can't remember what other ones in the game anymore that do that. Don't move them around unless you know how to use the in-game cheats of moving objects around without them snapping to the grid to where they can overlap. So it would be the move objects on cheat, and it would be disable locking to slots. I probably just said that completely wrong because I'm trying to remember off my memory from 2 years ago what it is, but it has something to do with not snapping to the grid or to the slots or snapping to the objects, something or another. It's when the like the bar stools were to snap into place, or when you're doing the counters, they just kind of snap into place. There's actually a cheat that will turn that off if you were to hold the Alt button down. So unless you're familiar with some of them cheats, I probably wouldn't mess with those too often. Those two island counter pieces in this house, because it's going to cause them to snap back into place, and it'll cause them to adjust again, and then you're going to have that island section where it's not level and flat on the sides anymore. And me with my my OCD that I have, it really drives me positively crazy to see that in my game, to where my countertops are not, they're not straight, and I don't like it, so I can't handle it. But you would never, I guess, kind of guess that I'm like that, because I'm always putting my rugs in these games crooked. I don't know why I do that. I just do. So anyway, I'm kind of watching this master bathroom here, because when I was in to take the pictures, I noticed that half wall there beside the toilet, I noticed that half wall was blocking the shower, and I didn't really understand how that happened, because that's not like me to have a half wall completely blocking the shower and then not be able to have your Sims use it. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm noticing that the door to the bedroom is farther back than it was when I got into the game. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. Maybe I'll have it recorded. Sometimes I do cut stuff out just to try to help, make my videos a little bit shorter. But at the same time, I try not to cut too much out, because I know how you guys like to be able to see everything and try to see how I've done certain things. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe we'll see what happened, because I really have no idea what happened. But I went in to take my pictures, so my screenshots, and I'm in the bathroom to take the screenshots, and I see that half wall. And that half wall, your Sims, is completely blocking the way into that shower, and I can't understand how I managed to do that. So I did fix it, but not the way you just seen the bathroom done just now, because I didn't know what I had done. I didn't know how I had it set up. I didn't know what I had done. So I actually ended up getting rid of the bathtub, and I moved the toilet over there to the other side, and I adjusted the countertops and moved the half wall. So it's actually completely different. You'll have to watch to the end of the video where it has the screenshots in order to be able to see what I had done, because it is going to be a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know what I did. So hard to say 2 years ago what you were doing 2 years ago. So If you ever see some of the stuff that I do in my builds and you're unsure how did I do it, so like that upright piano, for example, I have gotten so many questions in regards to how did I create that upright piano? How did I do that? I actually have videos on my channel here that actually tell you how to make custom furniture using the in-game furniture without downloading custom content or anything like that. So there's actually one that will show you how to create that upright piano. It's actually quite easy. All my builds do use the move objects cheat. So in order to do pretty much any of the stuff that I'm doing in these builds, you're going to need to have that move objects on. And that piano, it would be one of them. Other things that you're going to see that I do in a lot of my videos is I move curtains up and down. That's actually a mod that I have in my game that allows me to take the curtains and change the elevation of them. You do not need the mod in order for your curtains to be in that position when you download the game. When you download, or not download the game, I mean download the house. So when you load up the game and you put the house in, all them curtains are going to be where you see them in my videos. If you delete them and then you want to try to put them back, unfortunately, unless you have the mod, you're not going to be able to move them. So it's entirely up to you and whether or not you keep the curtains, whether you like them or not, but their level may not be the way that the game has it. So I do have on my website all the mods that I use for Sims 3. So if you go into it would be www.polarbears.com, and on the first page there, it's going to tell you under the Sims 3 category, mods that I use. All the mods that I use, which will include the mods that move the objects around, will be listed there as well. So right there, you saw me moving the blinds up and down. I do that a lot in this build. For some reason, there's the curtains and the blinds moving up and down. That would be that mod. So if you are interested, go ahead and download that. It works really good. I love it. I don't think I could build anymore without it. But I was on a blind kick apparently with this house. Most of the windows in the house have the blinds. Now I try to be a little bit different with them by having them at different levels, but just about every window has the blinds. I don't know why I did that. I just did. I guess just something a little bit different. So other things that I also do would be like bookshelves, for example, and I put all those objects on top of them. That's because I'm putting a shelf there in order to put them in there. And then other things that I do a lot of times is I have the hidden laundry hampers. So I've had a few questions in regards to those as well. What do I mean by a hidden laundry hamper? Well, those laundry hampers are the baskets that you can put out in rooms to collect all the dirty laundry when the Sims change. I don't always have room in the rooms to put them in. So like a bedroom, for example, sometimes there's room to put one in and sometimes I can incorporate it in the design and other times you can't. In some parts of the house, you're not going to have a hamper. So like the kitchen, for example, you're not going to have a hamper in the middle of your kitchen. So to help collect the laundry when the Sims suddenly change for work in the middle of the kitchen, to help keep it from being on the floor, I will actually take a hamper and I will hide it. And I put it inside of a counter. So it's going to look a little weird in game, honestly. They're going to change clothes and you're going to see the clothes just dropping inside the counter. Well, that would be the hamper that's in there. Other places that you can put it is actually underneath the sink. So like that sink right there, you can actually put a hamper underneath it or in the counter. It doesn't really matter. I tend to, depending on what I'm doing, I tend to put it in underneath the sink. So if you use the move objects and you just carefully line it in there, you will not see it. The hamper and the sink actually line up. If you were paying attention, you would have just seen me put it in there. It was really, really quick, but I did slide a hamper right in underneath that sink. Other places that I put them will be inside the washing machine. It does look a little funny again when they're using the washing machine because when the lid opens, you can see the hamper, so that does look a little weird. But honestly, I'm not paying attention when I'm playing the game. I don't really care if my laundry is flying through the cabinets. I don't care. The laundry's picked up. So it doesn't really matter to me one way or another. I do hardly ever put anything in the garages, so about the most you're ever going to really see in here is I will put, of course, flooring down, just because I hate it when the Sims get that stupid moodlet that says undecorated or unfinished floors, all that stupid crap. So I do tend to put something down, and I try to finish the walls, but that's usually about it. So there'll be walls, flooring, and some lights. That's pretty much all there will be. Oh, and of course the parking slot for your cars will be there. So this is the landing of the main portion of the house, the upstairs. This is what I would have done recently in the last couple weeks. So I do have a little bit more memory of what I was doing, and maybe a little bit of what I was thinking. I really can't guarantee on that. But just kind of decorating it. I like to clutter because I don't know about anybody else's house, but my house is far, far from being empty. I mean, there is clutter everywhere, and should I go through my stuff and donate it and get rid of it? Yeah, I probably should. But will I? Probably not. I don't know why. I have so much crap just kind of there that I don't know. I look at it and I think, do I still really want it or not? Then I think, has it been more than 9 months or a year since I've used it? Probably. And they usually say if you can go a year and you have not touched it, you probably should get rid of it. But for some reason I just can't. Some stuff I just can't do it. So I don't know. I like clutter. I feel that clutter in my Sims house makes it feel a little bit more lived in, more homey, I guess you could say. So I like adding all kinds of things. So like magazines, plants, pens, paper, just different things throughout the house. I even love the fact that The Sims 3 still has the home phones, because I hate the fact that they got rid of that in The Sims 4, only because I use those stupid phones just to help clutter the house up. That's what I use it for. I really don't care if the phones in my Sims game ring. If my Sims happen to answer it, they happen to answer it. I mostly just use it for the clutter purposes. So I really like these little candles, as you can see that I put down there. You can't change the color of those candles, which I find annoying. I wish you could. That way I could color coordinate them, because I also think everything needs to match. You'll always see that my decorating always in some way or another matches. So like the rugs, pillows, furniture, wall hangings, any of the candles, if I can change them, all are going to be color coordinated. And I hate that I can't change the colors of those candles, but I love using them because when the lights go out in the room, those candles turn on. Unless you actually turn them off, I believe they automatically come on. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure those candles will turn on their own. I just like the way it makes the home look at night. I don't know, I just like the way they look. It just gives that little bit of a glow that you can just kind of see in the house. So, you know, kind of like a nightlight in a way, I guess you could say. So here I am again, messing with them stupid blinds. I don't know. There's blinds everywhere in this build, so hopefully you don't mind blinds. But of course, if blinds are something that you absolutely hate, just go ahead and delete them. I don't really care. I make changes in my own houses sometimes. I get rid of stuff. I'll put one of the houses in that I built myself, and I'll look at it and think, what was I thinking? Like, was I like needed caffeine or something that day, or what? Was I tired? Why did I do what I did? Because I would have no idea why I did it. So if you see anything in one of my builds and you absolutely hate it, just go ahead and delete it. I don't really care. So it doesn't bother me one way or another. I just really enjoy building. I know sometimes the color choices that I pick probably isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I try not to have all my rooms look the same. I don't like how houses always have it's like the same color scheme throughout. That is kind of a popular thing with like modern style. Well, everything is just decorated the same. Like all the counters and countertops are all white, white walls, white everything. I like warm colors. I like, I don't know, I just like all the different colors that you can do. I like earth tones and stuff like that. Warm colors. So like in this nursery here, which I realized when I was taking pictures that I gave the nursery the biggest bedroom upstairs and I gave the kid the smallest bedroom. So yeah, I'm not sure why. Normally I make the nursery the smallest room because really, what are you going to do in the nursery? Not a whole lot. If you're like me, you're going to throw your toddler up there. You're going to put a gate where they can't get to that stupid staircase because we all know them stupid toddlers just get stuck up there anyway. And I tend to put what I call a baby gate in. And if you watch my From the Ground Up series, you'll even see where I put in what I call the baby gate to keep the toddler from getting near that staircase. And I just kind of leave them there. I feed them when they need to be fed. And then that's really about it. So I don't really care when it comes to the nursery on how big it is, whether or not my Sims can enjoy it or not. My Sims are rarely in the nursery to begin with. So, but I did put plenty of things in the nursery for your toddlers to play with and keep them occupied. If you're anything like me and you potty train your toddler and then you just kind of leave them up in the bedroom, well, there's plenty of things to keep them happy. So, no, that is not what I would do in real life. But, I mean, it's a game. My Sims have better things to be doing other than watching over the toddler that just, they can keep themselves occupied. So, is basically the way I see it in these games. So, I potty train them, stick them up in the nursery, and lock the door and walk away. So, that's pretty much what I do anyway. So, again, more blinds. I hope you don't mind the blinds. For some reason, I don't know. I just was in the mood for blinds. So the one thing I do hate though is trying to find curtains. Like I used them curtains there on the left. I really liked them after I recolored them. And then I wanted other curtains to kind of match these windows. And that was just a chore in itself. It's like, I think I ended up going with these ones. And you know, I don't even know, are those might be base game. I don't know. I don't know one pack from another when it comes to where any of the content comes from. Because when I got Sims 3, I had already, all the packs and everything was already out. So I pretty much started playing the game. I fell in love with it. And I literally got all the packs, all the expansions, all of that, pretty much all at one time. So I don't really know one item from the next. I couldn't tell you. Maybe on a few things I could tell you whether it's base game or not, but most of the time I couldn't tell you what pack anything came from. So this is the kids' bedroom, the bedroom that I probably should have made the nursery because it is smaller. But oh well, I guess this is just where I put them. So I went ahead and I took these. I don't even know what it is. There's some kind of couch things. Your Sims can sit on them. But that thing with all the circles, that orange rectangle thing there, that's actually not a couch. It looks like something that they could sit on, but it's not. I find that really odd that that's an end table. You actually get that thing in the end table section, and that makes no sense to me whatsoever. I use it all the time, though, for like on the end of the bed, for example. I will put it at the end of the bed to make it look like a bench where your Sims could sit down and put their shoes on, or, you know, maybe your female Sim needs to put on tights or something. They have something to sit on, but they can't technically use it to sit on because it's an end table. So your Sims may put their plates on it because they think it's an end table, even though I make it look like a couch or something to sit on. Like in this case, it looks like it's going to end up looking like it goes to that little couch there, and the Sims will be able to sit on part of it. It kind of looks like one of them loungers, I guess you could say, one of them couches with the long bench where you can prop your feet up and get comfortable reading a book. That's kind of what I imagined right there for this sim. So, and if you decorate it and color it, color it good, you can usually get it to blend in pretty well to where it looks like one piece. And that's kind of what I ended up doing there. So it kind of looks like it's all in one. I do use that thing a lot. I could not tell you if that's a base game thing or if it's in an expansion pack. I have no idea. So I decided to go ahead and make this kid look like he likes, I think those pictures is like the college mascot. So I thought we'll have it look like he's interested in going to college or something. I don't know. So I kind of decorated it to look like that's what he was kind of interested in. Or she, whoever you put in that bedroom. I personally never really care. I could have a bedroom all decked out in hot pink. And if my sim had a boy, then, well, he's having a pink bedroom. Because I'm not going to take the time to recolor anything. I leave everything as is, because I just find it too time consuming and too tedious to go through and recolor everything. So they get whatever's already there. It doesn't seem to matter to the Sims one way or not, one way or another. So now we're going to go through and do all the outside lighting. One of my pet peeves about this game is when I first got it, my Sims would be outside talking and I wouldn't be able to find them anywhere because I couldn't see them. Like, there's no lights anywhere. And they'd be in the pitch black dark and I couldn't find them. So I put lights everywhere. There's always lights everywhere. So at night, your Sims are going to be able to see. And the other thing I don't like is how the light doesn't go from one floor to another. So that's why I put those invisible lights. That's those squares that you're seeing. In the game, you won't see them at all, but it'll help light up everything and make it look a little bit more natural, as if the lights are going from one floor to the next. So now we're in the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything, just go ahead and leave them below and I will do my best to respond to you, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.